Well, thank you so much, Natalie, for agreeing to our interview. So just to start off, maybe if I can invite you to maybe share with us a little bit about yourself, how you enter into this work, especially, I think this is the main point of today, which is your connection with Atlantis.
So I think when I started to channel, I was about 17, 18. It was Archangel Michael that came to me with a vision of the earth with a star ascending from it. After that, then I had many beings coming forward, and they were channeling through me. It was almost like they were greeting me and saying hello. And one of the groups of energy that came forward was the Celestial White Beings. The Celestial White Beings are my soul group. They're the energy that I extend from. And of course, they're the main energy in the white beacons of Atlantis as well. When they came forward, they almost opened up all my memories of Atlantis. And so I had so many memories of being in a temple, working with the celestial white beings. And it all just came flooding back. And it was great to have that connection. But it also meant that the wounds of that time came back as well. So I actually had a resistance to the celestial white beings. I didn't want to channel them. I blamed them because of the fall of Atlantis, and it wasn't me personally as Natalie, it was my Atlantean self, Nara. She still had the wounds. She still needed to resolve things emotionally as well. So I had to work through healing with the celestial white beings and healing myself as well, healing so that I could trust again, trust in their energy, trust in the beings that I was channeling, I suppose trusting that I was being guided by the Creator. So it was when I started channeling that everything just opened up for me. Mm-hmm. And I knew, even then, I knew that I needed to write a book and share the story with everyone.
Wow, it's a very powerful process of how you began. And especially, I think you highlighted the point of as the memory comes back, so come the woundings and also the invitation to heal from those wounds.
And I could recognize the parallels as well in my life now as Natalie, as Nara. It was almost like I was in this lifetime, I was completing my Atlantean lifetime.
I know that perhaps this may be not an uncommon experience for a lot of people who are beginning the awakening or the spiritual emergence. And as you use the word, the trusting in them, the trusting in the higher being's guidance. Can you maybe speak just a little bit more on that? Because I think a lot of our perhaps viewers, audience, may be on embarking in that journey, especially perhaps when reading your book, might have some inspiration or I'd say the awakening or remembrance. So it's probably scary, and it's unknown waters territory that they're walking into. So perhaps, how do one trust, or how do one kind of move forward?
For me, when I started, as I said, I was about 17, 18. So I was quite, I suppose, naive in some way. I was ready to trust. And so that's why all the beings came forward, different beings came forward to channel. But with the celestial white beings, there was a feeling that they hadn't fulfilled their part of the plan, or so there was a lack of trust in that. And I think sometimes we need to work out where we need to trust, or what we need to trust, where our trust is lacking, because we do trust. I think it's our natural ability, our natural instinct to trust people and to trust the beings as well, because all the beings on the inner planes, our guides, we know them so well. They're like our family, and we're in this reality where there's separation. And so we feel separate from everyone else. And so that's when we start to lose our trust. So we do need to remember that our guides are there to support us, and they are our family. And it's our natural ability to trust. So it's often when we don't trust, there's a wound there that needs to be healed. And with that, with even just realizing what the wound is, that heals. And then it's so much easier to trust as well. And I think the greatest advice I can say is always trust your intuition. When you have an insight, when you have a memory or something, it's so easy to say, oh, I made that up, or, that can't be true. But if you can just trust a moment, just really, even if you don't entirely believe what you're getting or the inspiration or guidance, if you can just allow yourself to trust in that moment, almost like a child, just trusting in the world, then it opens up so many doors. And just going back to when I began to channel, that was one thing that I did have. I just trusted. And I think it's still there, I think, today as well. And it's almost you can't build it. You have to kind of find it inside of you, if that makes sense.
Yeah. As if something that has to kind of grow from within, or you have to find it. It's a kind of somewhat like a paradox. It is a natural given kind of nature, as you say, to trust. It's our natural sense. But at the same time, the wounding, this mantles us. So we start to distrust. So we're kind of returning to who we are, that natural instinct, discovering that part, so we can trust.
That's true. Yeah. And I think we just have to, sometimes we just need to, in our mind, just remind ourselves to trust, because it opens up so many doors. It's so easy for the mind to doubt and judge.